Welcome back to another episode of Michael's Apartment, the show that keeps you up to date on everything Michael's Apartment. I live alone and I'm very lonely. Today we have a very important episode. It's our Excellence in Hat Wearing special. So grab a hat, put it on any way you want, and watch along. Our top story this week. So I had some really whack dreams the other night, and so I woke up and just painted this, and it sort of freaked me out because I don't really... Our next story, the Met Gala happened. If you don't know what the Met Gala is, it's when a bunch of really rich and famous people, they show up to this museum and they get all dressed up and they walk a red carpet. I'll tell you, I wasn't impressed this year because it seems like all the dudes were just wearing suits, and that's boring. Why weren't they wearing anything cool? I want to make this very clear. Clothes shouldn't have any gender or sexuality attached to it. Clothes only have wealth and class distinctions attached to it. My dream is that a man will wear a dress to the Met Gala, and there won't be anyone out there saying, look at that man in the dress. There will only be people there saying, look at that man in the $10,000 dress at the Met Gala. I bet you the construction of that dress was super harmful to the environment. I wonder if he pays his taxes. I'm not religious, but none of these rich people are seeing heaven. That's my dream. On to our activity segment, where I let you know what I've been up to this week. I haven't been up to much. No, hemorrhoids acting up for sure. And the space bar on my laptop, it's like stuck or something. Like I gotta slam it. No, nothing. I haven't done much. On to our political segment, where I talk politics. So politics is confusing because you have these politicians on one side and they base their persona off of WWE characters. They have a competition over who can be the most traditional, religious, and patriotic. Their personality is based off of a Ford truck commercial, and they're just really, really evil. And then you have these politicians on the other side and they're like, we care about stuff. RuPaul's Drag Race, but they don't really care about stuff either. And then you have people in the center and they're like, well, I'm fine with diversity and women, but I hate those poor people. And it's like, okay, what? We're gonna try something new this week with our impressions segment. I am not good at impressions, but I've been working on it. And I'm gonna give you guys a few impressions of notable people, and they're gonna be talking about Michael's apartment. So I have a proposition for Michael's apartment. If I lived in Michael's apartment, we would just have so much AI, and we wouldn't even really have to do anything. We wouldn't have to do any work because everything would just be automated. But also I'm not a politician, I'm an artist, and so I just have all these crazy ideas in my head. They just come from the universe and they are and aren't there, you know. I told Michelle, Michael's apartment, it's a good show. But I told Malia, you gotta buy a couch. That's important, you gotta buy a couch. Hi, I'm Shawn Mendes. I like watching Michael's apartment. The joke there is that Shawn Mendes and I have very similar tones of voice in terms of speaking. Our voices, they live in the same range. I would say Shawn Mendes his vocabulary has more flavor, than my vocabulary. We're almost at the end of the show. So now it's time for Michael's final thoughts. I don't like it when people try to tell me what to do with my apartment, with Michael's apartment. They'll come up to me and they'll be like, you should get a couch, that'd be better. It's like, you don't live in an apartment. Why should I listen to you? If Jennifer Aniston came up to me and said, hey, here's what you should do for Michael's apartment, I would listen to her because she played Rachel on Friends, who lives in an apartment. But you don't live in an apartment though. So why should I listen to what you have to say? Think about it. That's all for today's show. I sure do wear lots of hats in my everyday life. Writer, director, actor, musician, athlete. But my favorite hat is the one I wear on my head. We'll see you next time.